Hey guys, how's it going? Owners here, and welcome to the worst track of the AOR Championship calendar. It's time for the Grand Prix of Abu Dhabi, which you see here, and we're getting in my Mercedes for the qualifying. So as I said, the worst track of the calendar, at least that's my opinion. I really hate this track. It's quite a tricky track. I mean, it is quite challenging, but I don't like the curbs on this track, and the track, in my opinion, has just not a nice flow to it. The first couple of corners are quite good, but the rest isn't really. But enough moaning about the track. Obviously, that is not an excuse in a championship like this. Not an excuse to perform bad or anything. So here we go then. This is the out lap for my qualifying lap. We're currently on, in pole position actually with a 37.3, which is already a very good time. My personal best was a 37.2, so already pretty close to that. And that was my first lap, so this will be my second lap then. As you can see, my mirrors, there's a Ferrari behind me, so that has to be Alex, I think. And look in the mirrors now. This is quite fun. You actually see that he tries to get slipstream, so I get on the brakes just a little bit. I don't want to give him slipstream, you know. I mean, he was trying to take advantage of me, trying to go in my slipstream and gain a bit of a speed advantage. Obviously I couldn't smash on the brakes, otherwise he maybe would have collided with me and we had an incident. But at that point I did want to smash on the brakes, but obviously you can't do that. But yeah, I just went off the throttle because obviously you don't want to give your rival an advantage. So this corner also very tricky with corner cuts and corner extending. I'll try my best to, as we let a McLaren through, I'll try my best to make it as clean as possible. And I can tell you that I was extremely excited for this race actually, even though I didn't like the track. The support from last race was intense. I mean, I wanted to start from the back here, but actually nobody wanted that. Well, a few people wanted it, but the majority wanted me to qualify. So here we go then. This will be my qualifying lap coming through the final corner, hopefully having a good run to the line using curves. And here we go then. So crossing the line now, and the lap counter starts. So first corner, brake just after the 100 meter board, down to second for a brief moment, then back to third, back up to third and fourth. Then take a lot of curb here on the left hand side and try to keep your steering wheel as straight as possible. And gets the first sector down, break it at 100 meter board for the chicane. Take a lot of curb, as much as you can without obviously cutting it. I'm right now 7 thousandths up on my previous time actually. And it has been a very good lap so far, pretty much perfect. Even though at that chicane I ran a little bit wide, I went over the curb a little bit, which is not really what you want to do. 7th gear, maxing out at about 327 kilometers an hour I think. Yep, there we go, brake just before the 100 meter board. A big braking point there, take a lot of curb here, which you normally don't really want to do, but I did it there anyway. Then opening up the DRS, 7th gear, and then just brake around at the 100 meter board, which you see on the right hand side just a little bit before that. And right now about 100th down again, so we need to have a very good final sector. Take a lot of curb there, that was pretty sweet. Now this left-hander is very tricky, but I did get it right there. Probably could have been a little bit faster, but I'm not complaining. Then this section with the hotel in front of us, right, left, going underneath the hotel. Pretty good line through there. Now this is a very important corner. You want to get on the throttle as much as you can, which I did very well there actually. Then this right-hander, keep within the track limits. They did nicely there. Then this final corner, keep within the track limits once again. Let it run out wide as much as possible, and there we go. Now 137.226. This is a very good lap. Currently 4 tenths up on Alex, who was in second place, so not a bad lap at all. It's a very good lap, but I still thought that I could easily improve on that. So here we go, giving another go in my final qualifying lap, and just 20 seconds remaining in the session. So we go then, first sector once again. Now this is a very crucial sector actually, because you don't really want to turn the wheel so much. So the less you turn the wheel, the less drag it will generate. As we are about 6/100ths up already after the first sector. So that is pretty sweet. I would say that a very low 37 is possible, maybe a very high 36 with an astonishing lap. But currently that 37.2, I'm really happy with that, as Gaston as well as in front of Alex. Braking for this chicane, and I braked a little bit too early, and cutting the corner there a little bit too much. So at this time I was like, well, I cut the corner, let's still keep going. So I kept on going, but I was definitely thinking about cancelling the lap. Because I just went, I didn't respect the white lines there, so still for 100s up, lost a little bit of time there actually, even though with that cut, as I'm pushing now, but then Smuffler retired from the race and that got my attention, and I extended once again a corner, so that is really the limit as Gunu is in front, I think, and suddenly his car disappears, so that is awesome. I can tell you that his car was controlled by the computer, by the AI, so still weird though, that's very weird, he suddenly disappeared, but as I said, I had in that lap, I had a cut and an extend, which is not good. Basically the rule within AOR, well, it's not really a rule, it's like an agreement. The agreement is that you don't retire from qualifying sessions, but unfortunately some people do that, because sometimes when you retire it really puts you off. I mean, it really got my attention there, and you're not, you know, you lose your focus for a couple of seconds, not a couple of seconds, a couple of tenths probably. But anyway, on pole position at 37.2, about 3 tenths faster than Gaston, who was in second, and Alex is in third. Look at my helmet, by the way. I have a new helmet for the last 3 races at AOR. You might know that I'm retiring after this season, so I have a helmet with a Dutch flag at the back of it, and it also says thank you AOR/AOR, and it also says that on my rear wing, which you will see in this race probably. So just, you know, showing my appreciation, the opportunity that both ARL and AOR have given me. I'm very, very thankful of that. So there we go. Obviously my final 3 races with AOR. So here we go. Chicane managed to qualify in P12. There he is in the Mercedes. Hopefully he can still manage to gain some places, score some good points. There we go. Thank you AOR/ARL. No, ARL/AOR. That's what I mean. So here we go. Then lights are coming on. 4 lights, 5 lights, and they're out, and we're racing. So here we go. Then Abu Dhabi Grand Prix is underway, and having quite a decent start, going to mix 3 just to make sure I can keep in first place, which I do nicely. Look in the mirrors though. Seems like Alex Gillen managed to pass Gaston around the outside of that first corner, so very good move by him. But now it's my priority to push as much as I can and try to make a gap right away to Alex, even though he's pretty close behind me, and slipstream is quite a big advantage on this track, so you don't want an enemy or a rival, you don't want an opponent in your slipstream, because it's very effective. So going mix 3 for this first straight, and you will see me going to mix 3 as well for the second straight, which comes after this one. That is basically my strategy for the race, and then going to mix 1 in a part of the final sector, but you will all discover that during this race as we are on lap 1. It's obviously, look at the skies, it's pretty bright right now, but at the end of the race the sun will set and the lights will come on, the lights at the side of the track, they will come on to lighten up the track so we can see where we are driving. So take those corners pretty beautifully. It's quite hard actually from the cockpit view to see the corners really and see the apexes, so sometimes you just have to judge by applying your feeling. Whenever it's right, just turn in. Whenever it feels right, turn in, I should say. So going underneath the hotel then for the first time out of 28 times, and making a mistake there right away with heavy fuel. Got very lucky there that I didn't lose anything of my front wing. That was really very lucky, but it seems like I have a pretty good pace so far. Alex and me are ahead of the pack. The gap to Alex is just over a second already, and the gap between Gaston and Alex is 1.7, so it seems like Gaston is having a little bit of trouble with you know, coming up to speed. So we're gonna entering the second lap of this Grand Prix. Can I, you know, extend the gap to Alex? I can tell you that this is Alex's favorite track, and I said it already before in this video. I was really excited to race. I felt really good and I felt pumped. And it's a little bit like a fire, you can compare it against. I mean, sometimes there's just a fire burning inside of you and you just want to win, and that's definitely what I had with this race, especially because my favorite track, which is Silverstone, Alex managed to beat me there in the first part of the AOR season. So he beat me there, and I wanted to do something, you know, back, a little bit like a revenge or a payback. So I wanted to win here at his favorite track. So that was really my approach for this race. Just take revenge on him. After he won on my favorite track, I want to win now on his favorite track. Also, Alex can become the champion here at this track, but he needs a win for that, or at least he needs to score 7 more points than me, I think. So that would mean that if Alex wins, no matter where I finish, he will be a champion with just 3 races to go, including this one. So rounding up lap 2, and it seems like I am extending gap to Alex. I'm doing a pretty good job so far. The driving is pretty nice, staying within the limits of the track. Just about managed to stay on the white line there as well. I'm driving on the limits, definitely, but I don't think over them. So I have watched also a few of Alex Killen's videos, and I have noticed that Alex uses the curbs a lot more. As I go a little bit wider, Alex uses more of the curbs than I usually do. So I learned from that, and I pretty much apply that as well to this Grand Prix. So trying to take a lot of curb, more than I would usually do, because I think you can learn more from an enemy than that you can learn from someone else. You know, it's pretty much the best to learn from an enemy and compare yourself against your rival, which is in this case Alex, obviously. Alex is a great driver, and I have noticed that he was taking quite a bit of curb every time, and I think he gained quite a bit of time every time, or every race on me, thanks to that. So I'm applying that now as well to my driving style, as I think I got very close there to cutting that very tight, well, not really tight, but that very short left-hander. So here we go then, mix 1. That is my strategy, mix 1, and then running it until the finish line, and then going back to mix 2, and in that way I should be able to run mix 3 on the very long 2 straights. So the curb stones on this track, I said it before, I really hate them. As I got a corner cut, I had no idea why. I was perfectly within the white lines, so that's a little bit weird. As we should pit this lap, and Alex already pitted actually, just 3 laps and he pits already, after the gap was about 2 seconds the whole time. So I was extending the gap to him, and I think he just wanted to do something in order to stop that from happening, and he just pitted 1 lap earlier, trying to do the undercut on me. So we need a very good lap right now, because Alex will probably be faster on his fresher set of tires. So we really need to be quick now in order to stay ahead of him after the pit stops are finished, you know, after we have all done the pit stops. So there's quite a big gap between me and Gaston. Furkan is right now in 3rd place, so there we go. As I was very concentrated for this race. As I said before, I just wanted to win this one. I felt I needed to after the huge amount of support. I just wanted to show you guys something good, something you can be proud of, if you could call it like that. So I was really pushing, and I was pushing every lap, trying to find every lap a few tenths, trying to improve myself every lap, trying to learn every lap, and just hopefully I can make the best come out of me during this race in order to finish ahead of Alex. So make a little bit of a cut there. That was definitely a cut. So those curves are very dangerous, and the curves on the left hand side here, there we go. See that? It almost spun me right as we entered the pits. Very close. Quite a bit of understeer, but got very close to going very wide there. You don't want to hit the pit entry board. There's like a board. I think it says LG on it. Not sure. So we go then, choosing the prime tires. Where will I end up? Isn't in front of Alex. Very good start, by the way. 3.1 seconds this time. Didn't got held up, as Chicane is still going in P3. He will be pitting in lap 5. So Chicane is currently in a podium positions, excuse me. So look on the minimap on the right hand side, you can see Alex coming there. It seems like he's a bit too far back. Is he? Yeah, he is indeed. You can see him in the mirrors though. So he definitely closed up to me. I think the gap is around 1.4, something like that. Let's have a look. 1.2. Okay, so he managed to gain about a second on his outlap. So a very good outlap from Alex. But he is luckily still out of my DRS zone. I think 2 DRS zones on this track. one DRS zone is right here, and one DRS zone on the next straight. So we have Zephyr in front. He hasn't pitted yet. I think he's on the prime tires. Not sure though. Let's have a look. No, he's yes, he is. Yeah, he's on the prime tires. So do I have DRS? It will be very close at the detection line. We went just over it and activating the DRS. Yep. Yeah, we have DRS, so that's very good. It seems like we are quite a way ahead of Alex already, so I don't expect he will have DRS, so making advantage of it now. It looks like there's a McLaren in front of Zephyr. That must be Premium because Grenu had an incident as that McLaren went very wide, and once again he goes very wide, so I'm taking the undercut here, trying to go as early on the throttle as I can. Yes, I did indeed get on the throttle early, got past the McLaren, and now Zephyr around the outside. Can I take it? He brakes very early, and yes I can. He gives me a little bit of a bump there, but still I kept it within the white lines there, just about. And now Alex is held up behind the McLaren and the Toro Rosso of Zephyr. So now it's my time to pull away from him and extend the gap. So quite a good move if I say so myself. I was on the outside there. Well, I think Zephyr pretty much gave up on that position as my teammate pits now. Same for Smuffler and another person. Don't know who that is actually. I'm sorry. But yeah, Zephyr pretty much gave up on that position. I think he braked very early, so I just held it nicely around the outside there. You saw that in the left-hander where the McLaren of Premium went very wide. You saw that I took a little bit of a different line. I also went into first gear there, which I usually don't do, and that was all preparation for the overtake, just trying to get a good exit and attack in the next corner, which worked out beautifully. I got a little bit of a push though on the apex from Zephyr behind, so I just about managed to keep it within the wide lines, I think. So I didn't overtook him off track, as Alex managed to get past Zephyr now as well with use of DRS. So the back markers, if you could call it like that, it's not really back markers, but the people who haven't pitted yet are now out of the way, and we're back in the lead with Alex in second. Let's see the gap. Taking the curves beautifully there. The gap is 3.1 seconds, so Alex definitely got held up a little bit there. It's looking very good. If I can manage to keep this up, then we should be fine, although I'm wondering what Alex's pace will be like, because he pitted one lap earlier than us, so he will have one lap order tires. And you saw it in India with me. I pitted one lap too early, and basically it ruined my whole strategy for the race. So I don't know if it was a clever decision by Alex to pit after just 3 laps, as I went a little bit wide there. But it's his own decision, I'm not complaining. So here we go then, lap 7, 41.2, fastest lap of the race, and the gap to Alex is 3.5. Managed to gain 4 tenths in that final sector, which is quite a lot if you ask me. And then Gaston is 2 seconds behind Zephyr, so Gaston is quite a way back at the moment. But I'm definitely pushing right now, and I can tell you that at this moment in this race I was very concentrated, and it was very weird. I actually usually I'm just, you know, driving, nothing too serious, but this race I was really focused, more than I usually am. I was aware that I could make a mistake at any time, so I managed to, or I wanted to manage to stay focused and have a good race, because really Alex did hurt me a little bit after he won at Silverstone, so that really hurt. And you just want to do something back, so that's you know, a little bit of a boost. And also the support coming from last race is also a little bit of a boost coming into this race, which definitely helps, definitely, yeah. So managed to keep it clean, 3.8, still extending the gap by about 7 tenths every lap, which is a lot, especially considering this is a track where Alex usually is very quick at. He's a very quick driver around this track. He's always very quick. He likes this track. As these tires give a lot of grip, as I take that curve beautifully there. That's the way how you want to take it. Just take it as much as you can without exceeding the limits. Also here, quite a good corner, even though that curve there is so dangerous. When you approach it with a wrong angle, it can spin you out so easily. So you really have to pay attention for that. Let's do another 41.2, another fast lap of the race by just 5 thousandths of a second. So also a great consistency, as Alex must have made a mistake, because the gap is right now 4.7 seconds and I'm looking really good. The gap is almost 5 seconds after just 8 laps, and there was also a lot of energy right now within myself, if you know what I mean. I was really pumped, really, and every time I saw the gap to Alex, and I was like, oh, it's extending. I wanna be quicker. I wanna extend it more and more and more, and it just gave so much energy, really. It might sound weird, but that's just the case. But it was very good. But obviously, I also remembered thinking, saying to myself that pushing too hard isn't the right thing. When you push too hard, you're just going to make mistakes, definitely, and maybe you spin around. So it's not the time for a mistake right now, but still just push to the limits, but not over the limits. So another purple time, so we're doing very good here, taking this curve. Let's see how I do this. Yeah, beautifully once again. Bit of oversteer there. Left-hander now. Not the best corner in the world. Should have been a little bit better. I'm quite a bit struggling with that left-hander, to be honest. Going to mix one once again for this final sector. I think the view strategy is really working very well so far on this track, definitely. Bit of oversteer once again. You can also hear my throttle inputs at the end of the, or at the exit of corners. I'm usually in the last couple of races I was more what's the right word? I was more careful with the throttle, but now you can hear almost out of every single corner. You can hear the wheel spin. There, that wheel spin. You can hear the rev, the engine revving. That's something new as well, I think, for this race, which I learned a little bit. I was just on the throttle the whole time as we skipped to lap 11, and the gap is 7.6 seconds. So I'm still gaining on him, as Gaston is, I think, as well gaining on him in third place. So both Gaston and Fett first and fourth, I think they are both gaining on Alex, not by a huge amount, but definitely by quite a few tenths every lap, I would say. Yeah, the gap is about 3 seconds between them, and 7.8 between me. So 7.8 between me actually and Alex, excuse me. But the gap is it's not really like it doesn't variate so much. So it's just consistent, Every lap there's a few amount of tenths I'm gaining on Alex. It's not like one lap I gain 2 tenths and one lap I gain 8 tenths. It's not like that. It's just going consistent the whole time. Every single lap it's about, well, I would say about 3-4 tenths, I think, every lap, if not more. As the tires are starting to wear a little bit now. You saw me there as well, turning in a little bit too early, so I had to make a correction and turn in twice, which is not good. But again, it's hard to see actually from the cockpit view sometimes the apexes. I mean, it's... Oh, as I locked my wheel there, by the way. Yeah, I did lock my wheel there. Luckily, nothing too serious happened there. Got a little bit on the curb on the left-hand side, but that's a call that I have to stay focused, because making one slight mistake on this track and it can spin you out so easily. So you have to really be careful with that. So Alex pitted 1 lap earlier than me in previous stint. Does he do it again? Let's have a look. So Alex is right now in P2. Let's see. Have a look. Is he in the pits? Yeah, he is. Yeah, there we go. He dropped to P3. I don't know. No, he didn't make a mistake. No. So Alex is in the pits right now. So it's Gaston once again behind me. He's taking a lot of curb there. It's pretty sweet. You want to take a lot of curb through that corner, through that chicane. Both on the left hand side and the right hand side. You want to take as much curb as you can there. So 10.4 gap between me and Gaston. Smuffler is just 4 seconds behind Gaston at the moment. So this should be my in lap, as I braked a little bit too late there with these worn tires. You saw it there. I had to wait for the car. I had to wait for the car to stabilize itself, and that wasn't the best chicane in the world, definitely not. As you can see as well, the skies are coming a little bit darker, so we're almost halfway through this race and it's getting a little bit darker now. Maybe you might wonder if you really notice it as a driver, like the you can also see the sun reflection right now, by the way, but you don't really notice as a driver that it's becoming dark. I mean, it's not like it's suddenly bam from day to night. It's not suddenly, it just goes smooth. It's a smooth transition between the day, the light, and the dark, the night. So here we go then, into the pits. And this time taking it a bit safer than last time on the pit entry. So here we go into the pits. And I presume that Alex will have gained some time on his outlap, just like he did last time. But obviously I don't think it is 8 seconds, which was the gap before we pitted. I think it was around 8 seconds, right? Yeah, I think it was. So 3.1 seconds, good pit stop once again. And here we go underneath the track, through the tunnel. We're joining the track then. There is a dot on the minimap, but I don't think that's Alex. No, it's Furkan. Furkan is still going. And behind Furkan it is Alex. You can see Furkan in the mirrors, I think. Yep, there he was. I saw him for a brief moment there in the mirrors. So it's the gap between Alex and me is 6.6 seconds. So he indeed gained quite a bit of time while he was on the first set of tires. So the gap is 6.6 seconds, and let's keep that in mind and see if we can extend that once again. So, you know, the whole time I was trying to keep an objective in front of me, as these tires really turn in very well. First set of tires. Just, you know, have a good objective. Just try to be faster every lap than Alex. Just being so focused this race, really. You won't obviously see that when you're watching the video, but you would really feel that I was really focused this race, more than I was in the previous couple of races. So there you can see the reflection of the sun a little bit. Look at that, they turn in beautifully. No, it's hard to judge when you are on first set of tires after you have been on the worn tires. It's really a big difference, and sometimes you just cannot really judge when you have to turn in. Sometimes you turn in too early because there's too much grip, or not too much, but more than you would expect. So that's quite a difficult aspect of the game of Formula 1 car in general, I think. So the gap is 7.6 seconds, so I gained already a second in about 2 sectors, so I'm doing really good so far. Another purple time, obviously, with this first set of tires. I'm taking that curve beautifully on the right hand side, and that's the way how you want to take it. I mean, with these curves, sometimes on the apex you can see there is like, it starts with a high curve, and then there's like a lower section further in the curve. I'll show it to you soon. I think the next corner has it, but it's not the best example. I will show you soon later in the lap, but there, yeah, you can see it a little bit, not too much though, but it's like the first part of the curve is a little bit steep, so it goes like up a hill, and then the second part of the curve is just flat and a little bit lower than that first part. You can see it in the triple apex right now. So there, and there you can see there and there. There's like a little bit lower here again. And you want to hit that, actually, that part that is a little bit lower. It's like designed for the wheel to be there, actually. So you definitely want to be on that. That's like a marker. And also I think when you hit that, you're still within the white line, so that's perfectly fine. There you have it again. There, that was pretty sweet. That's really a tip, I think, for this track. You have a lot of these curves, which goes a little bit like up a hill, and then the second part of the curve is a little bit flat and a little bit lower, and you want to have your tire on there. So we did a 39.9 as a fast lap of the race. We skipped the lap 16, and you can see the lights on the side of the track. You can see them lighting up, so it's starting to get darker and darker, obviously, and the gap to Alex is 9.3 seconds, so still gaining. And I can tell you that this is actually one of my best races, I think, this season so far. Not the best so far, because I think we all remember Hungary, where I had to recover from the back after I lost my front wing, as we do another purple lap, purple sector, sorry. I mean, that race in Hungary was really something special. That's something that I won't forget that easily. That was something unique, definitely. I don't think we can repeat something like that. I mean, that was an exception, I think. But this race so far is definitely one of my best races, even though I'm driving at the front the whole time and it's pretty boring. I mean, there's no one around me, no battles or something like that, but still, I'm making no huge mistakes, respecting the track limits, making no big corner cuts or anything, no big extends. Just, you know, just doing my job. As I got on the curb there, locked my wheel a little bit, so that's not a mistake. The gap to Alex is 9.9 seconds, so it's almost 10 seconds already. But on in that left-hander, got a little bit on the curbs, which locks your wheel instantly. I think you guys already gathered that. from my season. I mean, I had a lot of times that I got on the curb under braking and then it just locks up instantly. There's not much you can do. It's even worse when you're in a big braking zone, because then it's even worse. When you are approaching a slow corner, it's not too bad, but when you approach a corner from really high speed, it's very bad, and there's almost no way you can slow down enough and make the corner when you have an instant lockup like that. So lap 19, my scheduled pit stop is in lap 20. I think I haven't talked about the strategy for this race, so I feel sorry for that, but the strategy is pretty simple anyway. It's option, pit in lap 4, prime, pit in lap 10, prime, pit in lap, no sorry, not lap 10, lap 12, prime, and then pit another time in lap 20 for prime. So you're doing 4 laps, 8 laps, 8 laps, 8 laps, that's it, right? 4 laps, 8 laps, yep, that's it. So the gap to Alex is almost 11 seconds, you're still gaining, and maybe you would, wonder if I take it a bit more easy or anything like that, but something which I have learned is that you can never take it easy during a race. I mean, once you take it easy, the concentration starts to drop, you start to feel maybe a little more, sleepy is not really the right word, but you're just not paying as much attention as you would when you're pushing. So the best thing is just to keep pushing, and that's exactly what I did. So the gap to Alex is indeed still extending. As Gaston, 1.5 behind Alex, so Gaston as well, he is approaching Alex. I presume that Gaston will be quite close to Alex, and maybe Gaston can overtake Alex with use of the DRS, because obviously when he gets within that 1 second he will have DRS. As a little bit of overstay there, just still trying to keep pushing. Let's hear the ref limiter. That wasn't really a ref limiter, that's not the thing I wanted to say. I wanted to say, have a look at the refs, have a look at it here again. There, you heard that? Just that high revving of the car. That's just me going pretty much full throttle at the exit of the corner, and usually it will wear out your tires a lot, but it wasn't too bad actually during this race. I can also tell you that I have made some changes to my wheel. I've adjusted the force feedback, and I have adjusted the wheel rotation a little bit more. Now I can tell you that this had a very positive result for me. I mean, the tire wear is pretty much the same, but I do notice that when I oh, by the way, Alex pitted, sorry, I missed that. I noticed that with different wheel rotations, so the amount of wheel, the amount of, what's it called? The wheel turn, if you could call it like that, but let's forget that. Basically, I adjusted the wheel rotation. I found that I'm now much more consistent while my tires are worn. So usually when my tires were worn, it was pretty hard for me to be consistent and still put in pretty decent lap times. But with that change I made, it's better actually. And with wheel rotation, I mean, the amount you have to turn. I mean, there's like, let's say you have 200 degrees of wheel rotation. That's pretty low. But then when you have, for example, 250 degrees wheel rotation, you have to turn the wheel a little bit more in order to turn the car. But it is, in the end of the day, I think it's a little bit more consistent, but that's what I found anyway. Enough talking about it, we're into the pits. It's lap 21 and we're selecting the prime tires just one more time, and I have to do one more stint, make no mistakes, and then the race win should be mine. So I was very excited. Just that was just the fire, it's just good, lots of energy, and that really made or kept me pushing throughout the whole race. So we go then, we joining the track. I think Furkan is behind me. Let's have a look. Yep, Furkan is behind me indeed, and behind Furkan is Alex. So let's have a look at the gaps. While these tires are still coming up to temperature, it's 5.5 to Furkan, and the gap between Furkan and Alex is 3 seconds, 3.8. So that's about 9.3 seconds to Alex. So once again, he managed to take advantage of that undercut what he did before, but I don't know why he's still undercutting, because I think it's just not worth it. It doesn't work, and I think really, in my opinion, he pitted too early. that's basically the same what happened to me in India. I pitted one lap too early and it pretty much ruined my my whole strategy and my whole race. As I braked very late there, can I still keep it? Oh yeah, actually pretty easily there. I thought I was going well wide there, but nothing too serious. The tires are gripping very well. Got to say, it's gripping very well. So final stint of the race. You can see the hotel there as well. During the race, it has different colors. I think it goes from blue to green to red, whatever. I am colorblind, so I don't really know which colors it are. Colors it is, I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't matter. It's obviously getting darker and darker because the sun is setting. So here we go then, lap 22. And going to mix 3 for this first sector now as well. I want to do the fastest lap of the race while we have these these tires on. Which are very fresh, very new. And we do a purple lap, or purple sector straight away, taking a lot of curb there. A little bit unstable on the exit. Got on the throttle a bit too much and too keen with the throttle, so cost me a little bit of time, nothing too serious though. 9.4 to Alex and 3.4 is the gap between Alex and Gaston. So let's see if Gaston can still close down Alex. I think Alex gained quite a bit of an advantage, pinning a bit earlier than Gaston, but Alex will have all the tires during this complete whole stint compared to Gaston. So there we go, lap 22, just 6 more laps, come on, keep going, make no mistakes and the win is yours. So still pushing, as I said before, I don't want to take it easy because that's basically a guarantee for making mistakes, as Gruner does a 39.3. Let's see if we can beat that within in my lap right now. I've done a purple time so far as well in the second sector, so here we go, going underneath the hotel. Bit of a corner cut, no, not really, I don't think so. I managed to get out of it pretty nicely there, and whoa, cut on the curbs there, and that's what I mean. That's what I said before in this race. That's something you have to be careful for. I have to make a big corner cut there. It's pretty ugly, but pretty dirty too. I apologize for that, but that's what I was saying during this race. Those curves, and especially that curb where I got over there, it is so easy to spin you out, and I got really lucky there that I could manage to keep it on track and not hit the wall. But that was pretty close, obviously. I almost spun. But still doing another purple lap, even though these tires are now a bit older. As Gaston does a 39.2, so let's see if we can beat that then. Even though I wanted to set a fastest lap on that lap, because now the tires are a little bit older, they don't grip as much as the previous lap, but it's the way it is. So almost spun it there. That was pretty close, and that's what I've been telling myself throughout the whole race. Just don't spin. Which is so easy when you go over the curves here. It's so easy to put you off and spin you into the wall. But got quite lucky there and managed to keep it on track. So just 7/100 down on my previous lap, which was purple. As Grunu again, he does a 39.1, so he does improve on the second lap. So that shows that that's definitely possible to still set a good lap, even though your tires are a little bit older. So let's see if I can do a fast lap then. Going underneath the hotel once again, taking the curb this time beautifully. No cut whatsoever there. And how do I do here? Yeah, pretty good there. But always when you touch that curb, you're pretty much ready to react, because you know when you're going over that curb that it can spin you out. So as to do a 39.1, which isn't the fast lap of the race, but it's pretty close, that's for sure. I think Grunu did a 39.1 as well, so we're pretty close. But always when you go over that curb there a little bit, you're just ready to react as quick as you can, because you know it can catch you out. So that's definitely something in this race where you've got to pay attention for it. It's the curbs. So the gap to Alex is 9.999, 10 seconds. With just 4 laps to go. Come on, just bring it home. I think this will hurt Alex, to be honest. His favorite track, I really think that he would have liked to win here, especially because he could have won the championship here. Obviously, there's a very tiny chance that I will still win it. I mean, the gap is 44 seconds, I think, coming into this race. So it's pretty much a guarantee that Alex already won, obviously. But you never know. I think Alex would have really liked to win it already on this track, on his favorite track. So I think it will hurt. I mean, that when he snatched the victory from me as well in Silverstone, it hurt too. I mean, I'm not going to lie about that. But things like that always makes you stronger in any way. I mean, it made me stronger here. And hopefully I can keep this momentum going in the next Grand Prix as well, which will be America, Circuit of the Americas, which is a good track. But still, we should finish this race. 3 laps to go, and doing a 39.8, so pretty consistent, nothing too bad. So last lap of the race. Here we go, just one more lap to go. Bring it home, and the victory is yours. So I think my last victory was what was the race before Singapore? I cannot remember actually. Was it Monza? Not sure. I think my last victory has been a very long time, a bit too long if you ask me. I mean, as a driver like me, you always want to win. I think we can be pretty honest about that. You always want to win, and yeah, I just didn't do very well in the previous races. So this is definitely a good thing. It's a motivation to keep going, keep pushing for the next Grand Prix, even though the championship is pretty much out of sight, obviously. So just one more lap. Come on, bring it home. We're going to mix free just one more time. The fuel is pretty okay. The tire wear is pretty okay as well. They look pretty worn, but it's nothing too serious. As I said before, I felt that it was pretty good actually with the changes that I made to the wheel. I mean, I have a G27. It really helped me being consistent, even though the tires were a little bit more worn. The gap to Alex is 13.7, so it's almost 14 seconds, and it looks really good here. It definitely does. Just one more sector to go. So a couple of corners to go underneath the hotel as we lose connection to Raiden, who already retired at the middle of the race. So 2 more corners to go. This is the penultimate corner. Bit of oversteer there. Nothing too serious though. Just final corner to go. And here we go then, going across the line, and this one is for you guys. Thanks for the support, and across the line. So there we go, winning that race. With a 14.2 gap to Alex and doing a 39.167. The fast lap in the end was made by, who was it? Can't really see it. I think it was Fergan, was it? 165. What did Granu do? 153. So 163. So very close there with the fastest laps. Granu got a fast lap in the end. Congratulations to him. Chicane P9. So doing a good job there, I think. There we go then, getting out of the car with my helmet. I like the helmet. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's pretty good. I have made it myself anyway. So there we go. That was the race. As I said before, yeah, I was pretty happy with that actually. It was a very good race. Just pushing, making no mistakes really. Well, not really big ones. Almost lost it obviously. I almost spun and hit the wall. But luckily we could still keep going. I finished the race in the first position, so I'm pretty happy with that. Also 14 seconds to Alex. At the end of the race, Alex said that he thought that there was some kind of glitch where his car performance wasn't okay. Well, I don't know. I think he just got beaten at his favorite track, but maybe there was a glitch. But I don't really think that there's a glitch with this game where it affects your car performance. Maybe there is, but I don't know. I'm not going to judge on that. If he can prove that there was something wrong with the car performance from him, then that's okay. I mean, I won't be sad or anything because I really feel quite good about that win. I pretty much focused on myself during that race. Just try to focus on yourself and not pay as much attention to Alex. Just keep yourself concentrated, keep yourself focused, and just do the maximum what you can. I think that was pretty much the maximum, and always when I perform at the maximum, I'm happy. I also performed at the maximum in India, I think, so I was also happy at the end of that race, even though I finished in, like, what was it, 7th. So I don't really care about my finishing position, and if I have done the maximum, then I'm pretty happy. So that's pretty much it. The championship Well, 37 points behind Alex. Two races to go. I mean, championship is pretty much in his hands right now. I think he will win it in next race. Something strange has to happen if he doesn't win it there. But we'll see. Also, Kifla was not here this race. And a few others weren't either. Maybe they will be there again next race. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, you guys have seen it yourself. I did a pretty good qualifying lap. Managed to just pull away. I'm not the best actually at converting a pole to a race win. I mean, I'm quite frequently on the pole position, but I never seem to really be able to convert that pole position into a race victory. But this time I luckily did, and with a 40-second gap as well. I think can be pretty happy with that. Pretty good race. Just felt a lot of energy during the race as well, which definitely kept me pushing. And yeah, just keep the momentum going for the next race. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the support after the Indian Grand Prix. You guys wanted to see the qualifying and not start me from the back, which is okay. I presume that you guys will be happy to see me again qualifying for the next race. So we will qualify for the next race then as well, unless someone or everyone basically wants me now to start from the back. I don't care anymore anyway. I mean, the championship is pretty much Alex, as I said before. So it's just a matter of time when he's a champion. So thank you guys for watching once again. Thank you for the support. I'll see you guys next time with the Circuit of the Americas, or at the Circuit of the Americas, which is a good track. Obviously a new track, added in 2012, was it? I think so. So thanks again, and see you next time. If you have enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate a like. That's it. Thank you. See you next time.